Hey everyone! So today I'm here to review the Mercier Face Illuminating Powders. They individually retail for $44 US, $50 in Canada. They contain 0.35 ounces of product and they're currently available in 4 permanent shades. They are said to be a long-wearing, buildable, and versatile highlighting powder that provides a natural-looking, radiant, all-over glow. Now just a heads up if you are interested in picking one of these up. For the holidays, the brand has released a face illuminating palette which does feature all 4 permanent shades. And while they are smaller than an individual standalone highlighter, getting the palette, you are getting 0.09 ounces more product. But breaking down the price and size compared to the standalone and the holiday palette, the palette is a $55 US or $62 Canadian value. So while you aren't technically saving money going the holiday palette route, you are getting slightly more product and you are getting the opportunity to try all 4 shades. So if you're interested in trying these, you may want to pick up the palette. But moving on with the review. The packaging is a rather bulky plastic compact that opens to reveal a mirror. The product itself has a very beautiful design and looks incredibly smooth in the pan. With a more creative mind looking at this, it really does look like a silk blanket that's kind of bunched up. It just looks so lovely. While the chunkier compact does make it a little bit more difficult to store, it does ensure that the product won't break as easily and it does feel luxurious in the hand. These highlighters are also versatile in the sense that they can be worn dry, or you can use them with a damp brush to really intensify the sheen. They can also be used on the eyes or over top of blushes as sort of a blush topper, just to add extra sheen and dimension to your cheeks. Addiction is a medium yellow gold with warm undertones and a luminous frosted finish. The texture was soft, smooth, and despite having a slightly dry feel, it blended out on the skin very easily. It had nice color payoff that was noticeable on the skin. So for lighter or fair skin types, a more sparse application or a fluffier brush is ideal for this shade. Addiction wore well for 8.5 hours and didn't emphasize the look of pores. In comparison, Anastasia's So Hollywood was cooler and more frosted. Devotion is a light pink with hints of rose, warm undertones, and a luminous frosted sheen. If you're the type of person that likes a very strong highlight, this one will be right up your alley. Devotion leaves a nice illuminated sheen to your cheeks that can be built up easily to a more metallic finish, that kind of high shine highlight without emphasizing the look of pores or imperfections on the skin. It had a soft blendable texture that applied easily and worked well as both a highlight on the eyes as well as the face. Devotion lasted 8.5 hours before fading. In comparison, Anastasia's Crushed Pearl was brighter, cooler, and more shimmery. Anastasia's Starburst was darker, warmer, and more frosted. Anastasia's Starlight was cooler and more shimmery. And Urban Decay's Aura was lighter, cooler, and more frosted. Indiscretion is a medium rose gold with warm undertones and a luminous frosted finish. The texture was again very soft and smooth, and it blended out easily on the skin despite having a drier feeling texture. The drier texture kind of comes off feeling more weightless, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, and they never look powdery. This shade left a soft, illuminated glow to the skin, but I found that it could emphasize the look of pores if too dense of a brush or too much product was applied. Indiscretion lasted 8.5 hours before fading. In comparison, Anastasia's Riviera was darker and more frosted, and Becca's Rose Gold was darker and warmer. So overall, these are beautiful highlighters. They have a soft, weightless feeling on the skin. They blend out easily, and the level of sheen is surprisingly controllable with the right brush. Like with pretty much all highlighters, I've also been enjoying using these wet on the eyes. Whether it be in the center of the lid or in the inner tear duct to brighten up the eyes, they work really great for that as well. My one and only downfall with the highlighters is of course going to be the chunkier packaging because it can be a little bit more difficult to store, but the quality, wear, and look of these highlighters on the skin definitely outshines that little inconvenience of the bigger packaging. So with all of that said, of course, I do recommend checking these out, especially if you are a fan of highlighters. And keep in mind that the holiday palette is also an option. It's limited edition, so if you're interested in picking any of these up, perhaps you should pick up the holiday palette instead. So be sure to let me know in the comments below if you've tried these highlighters, if you are planning on it, or just in general what holiday palette you're most excited for. As always, don't forget to check out my blog for more details, photos, and swatches, as well as like, comment, and subscribe to show your support. If you'd like to give me a follow, I will have all of my social media listed here, as well as down in the description. As I always say, I hope you found this review helpful, and I hope that you're having a fantastic day, and thank you so much for watching.